Wonder Man. Real name, Simon Williams. Occupation, former industrialist, now aspiring actor, adventurer. Identity, publicly known. Legal status, citizen of the United States with a criminal record. Former aliases, none. Place of birth, Paterson, New Jersey. Marital status, single. Known relatives, Sanford Williams, father, deceased. Eric Williams, alias the Grim Reaper, brother. Group affiliation, former ally of the original Masters of Evil, currently a reserve Avenger. Base of operations, Mobile. First appearance, Avengers number 9. Origin. Simon Williams was the younger of two sons of industrialist Sanford Williams, who founded a highly successful munitions factory. When his older brother Eric declined his father's offer to join the family firm, Simon readily accepted. When Sanford Williams died, Simon inherited full control over the business, although he was only 22. Under Simon's inexpert management, Williams' innovations began to lose its competitive edge in the marketplace to such rapidly growing firms as Stark Industries. Desperately, Simon sought his brother's aid, and the elder Williams agreed to join the firm, having squandered his share of his inheritance on gambling and jet-setting. Eric Williams began to embezzle funds from the company in order to pay his gambling debts. When the theft was discovered, Simon took the blame, apparently in order to protect his brother. Found guilty, Williams was released when Amora the Enchantress paid his bail. Baron Heinrich Zemo had read of Williams's case and, intrigued by the newspaper's assertion that he blamed Anthony Stark for his downfall, dispatched the Enchantress to recruit Williams for the Masters of Evil. Disoriented by the upheavals in his life, Simon Williams agreed to accompany the Enchantress to Zemo's South American base. Williams agreed to become a test subject for Zemo's ionic ray treatment, a process that would bestow superhuman strength and durability on him. After undergoing the arduous treatments, Williams emerged with the attributes he was promised. Zemo then gave him a costume, dubbed him Wonder Man, and outlined his plan to use him to defeat the Avengers. To ensure Wonder Man's cooperation, Zemo told him that a side effect of the treatment that gave him his powers was that it altered his metabolism so that he would die within the week unless he was given regular treatments of the antidote. Not wishing to die, Wonder Man agreed to Zemo's plan and, in a staged battle with the Masters of Evil, won the Avengers' confidence. When he explained to them that he was dying, the Avengers took him in. Wonder Man then led the Avengers into an ambush by the Masters of Evil. In the course of battle, Wonder Man decided that his life was not worth those of all the Avengers, and so he turned against his malevolent allies. Losing the battle thanks to Wonder Man's treachery, the Masters of Evil escaped. Wonder Man, deprived of Zemo's life-prolonging treatment, succumbed to the mysterious side effect of his power acquisition. Explaining that he was glad that his final act was noble, Wonder Man fell still, displaying no vital signs. Although the Avengers assumed that he had died and brought his body back to the United States for identification and burial, Wonder Man actually went into a death-like coma brought on by the still unstable mutagenic changes triggered in his body. Sometime later, Williams's brother Eric, now known as the criminal Grim Reaper, retrieved his younger brother's body and used it to attempt to bribe the Vision, the android whose brain patterns were programmed with those of Simon, into betraying the Avengers. The Grim Reaper managed to escape after that incident, retaining custody of his brother's seemingly lifeless body. The Reaper eventually took the body to New Orleans, hoping that the local voodoo priests, or Hungans, might be able to revive it. The priests indeed made Wonder Man animate again, but as a mindless zombie, or Zuvembi. Frustrated by the ghastly failure, the Reaper sent his brother's body in a crate to be delivered by parcel post to Avengers Mansion, where he hoped the zombie might wreak havoc. The Hungans first took the body to their cult leader, the Black Talon, to be mystically instructed in its mission. The Avengers subdued the Wonder Man zombie, however, and tracked down the cult that animated it. Curiously, as Wonder Man moved about as a zombie, he gradually regained his life and humanity, apparently shaking both the Hungan's spell and the detrimental side effects of Zemo's treatment. Within days, Wonder Man was conscious, self-aware, and alive once more. As he soon would learn, the ionic ray treatment had begun a total molecular metamorphosis of his body, and his body had been forced into inertness to facilitate the change. After facing his psychotic brother in a mock trial to ascertain his relationship to him, Wonder Man became a guest of the Avengers, residing in the mansion until such time as he was elected to full membership. He has recently left the active ranks of the Avengers to pursue his personal life and career. He remains a reserve member of the group. Height, 6 feet 2 inches. Weight, 380 pounds. Eyes, red. Hair, gray. Unusual features. Wonder Man's eyes no longer have irises. His entire eyeball is permeated with shifting spots of energy, presumably the ionic energy that gave him his powers. Powers. Wonder Man possesses superhuman strength, durability, and stamina. The tissue and bone of his entire body have been augmented in strength by a factor of at least 100. Wonder Man can lift, press, approximately 95 tons when in peak health and condition. His superhuman stamina enables him to exert himself at peak levels for up to 1/2 hour before fatigue poisons build up in his blood, causing him to tire. His skin and tissue is 9 on the Mohs hardness scale. Flesh equals 1, diamond equals 10, enabling him to resist virtually any form of penetration wound. He can withstand temperature extremes from -150 degrees to 1500 degrees Fahrenheit without any harm. He no longer requires food, water, or air, since the energy that gives him life is far more efficient and self-sustaining than the biochemical processes that sustain ordinary human life. Despite his various invulnerabilities, it still is possible to render him unconscious by a sufficiently powerful force. He still possesses nerve endings which allow him to feel pain at a certain level. Because of the energy empowering him, Wonder Man no longer ages. Paraphernalia. Wonder Man occasionally employs small jet engines that he wears on a belt in order to fly. These engines, designed by Anthony Stark, enable him to fly for up to 5 hours before refueling. He can attain a maximum altitude of 2 miles and a maximum speed of 80 miles per hour, provided he is not carrying any cargo. He can lift aloft up to 300 pounds before he exceeds the design limits of the jet engine.